Hey guys, so I did my eyebrows today. I'm just about to be on my way to the gym. I'm parked at my apartment right now. I'm not really sure if I want to focus on a specific topic for this video or if I just want to kind of like casually chat. Casually. I don't know. We lost power at my place a few hours ago, and it was off for about an hour and a half, maybe a couple of hours. So I did 4 videos last night, so I figured what the heck, I couldn't think of much else to do, so I just watched my videos from last night. And well, I didn't know what else to do. I can always think of other stuff to do. I don't want to make it sound like I just like don't do things. I always have stuff that I can be doing. Absolutely. But obviously without any electricity at the time, I was just like, all right, well, I can at least watch videos on my phone, like watch some of the ones that I did yesterday. And I mean, I already knew this, but I definitely noticed even more that even when I do try to focus on a specific topic for a video, I just end up going all over the place. Like in a million different directions, pretty much. I end up talking about all this different stuff rather than one or two specific things. I don't know, but for me, everything's just so intertwined. Like I have all these different problems I want to talk about like separately or try to make them a little bit more separated into specific videos, but they're all just intertwined for me. So it's really difficult and I'm just such a rambler. But I also noticed watching my videos that like I wasn't sure if it was going to pass the time that the electric was off, but they did. Like they really, even though I already pretty much knew what I had said, I still kind of felt like somebody else, like a viewer watching them. Like it was actually still entertaining for me. And this has been the case when I watch my videos, back, like pretty much all the time I do it. I'm like it does kind of, I don't know if I'm just obsessed with myself, but I do get pretty enthralled, like watching them back. I'm like, this seems interesting enough. Like if I were somebody else, I think I'd want to watch this still. And I wouldn't say that I'm not obsessed with myself, but I also wouldn't say that it's like just myself that I'm obsessed with. I'm just very interested in people in general, unless the people happen to just be boring people. But it's very easy for me to find, like obviously there are tons of people I find to be super boring, but there's also tons of people that I do find really interesting. And I always wonder, like, how do other people live? How do other people get by? Like, what are their daily lives like? What are their struggles? What are their thoughts and opinions? I mean, obviously some people are very open about their opinions, like online or even in person, but not everyone. Some people are a little more reserved, and just kind of makes you wonder sometimes, like, what are things like for other people? I would consider myself to be a people person because, yeah, a lot of people really do interest me. And I don't really have a lot of close relationships in my life. I just don't have the time or the energy. Like there's so much, I feel like I'm always having to work on myself because I've had such a bunch of rough stuff happen in the past that I'm still trying to work through. And yeah, like I've never really been in therapy. I've been on my own for a long time. Obviously being a stripper isn't the easiest thing in the world, typically. Definitely not for me. So I've always really struggled with that and with being in the sex industry for so long and with barely making an income and just all the stuff going on in the world and the expense of living, the cost of living crisis they're calling it, I guess, like post-COVID especially, and just so many things. So I always feel like I think everyone's like, it's just like a part of being alive, like part of existing, that you're gonna be a work in progress, most people. But I feel like for myself, that's especially so. Like I'm definitely always feeling like I'm a work in progress. But not only that, like I'm the kind of person that wants to take on that challenge, and like always, I feel like I'm always really trying to make a point to work on myself. But that can be really difficult because yeah, like I want to have closer relationships with people and like get to hang out and do fun things or get to know them a little better. But I just, like I said, I just don't feel like I have the time or the energy with working on myself so much. There's still so much stuff with myself that I feel like I have to work on. And I just don't know if that's ever gonna, like if I'm ever gonna not feel, like if I'm ever gonna feel like I've done that enough to where I can really branch out and just kind of have a little bit of fun, you know, and really live my life. I've been calling it an existence because yeah, that's really all it's felt like for a while. I don't really feel like I have a whole heck of a lot of an actual life. I don't really do anything other than work. And when I'm not working, I'm pretty much just trying to catch up on sleep. Or like there's always something for me to be working on. And then any spare time I can find, I don't sleep at night. So I'll try to catch up on sleep when I can. I'll try to catch up on laundry when I can, which is really not that often. My lifestyle, you know, is not, I wouldn't say it's the greatest. I'm very thankful for everything that is decent in my existence. And I'm very thankful for, like, you know, not going hungry, having a roof over my head right now, currently, you know, at this time. For right now, very, very thankful for my car, extremely thankful for my car. Like there's tons and tons of things I could go on and on that I'm very thankful for, but there's so many things I struggle with too and just worry about and just don't really have any help with. There's so many things I want to do that I just don't feel like I have the time or the energy for. And I wouldn't say that my, what do they call it? I wouldn't say that my quality of life is really all that great. I'm always trying to think of how I can improve it, like try to make it a bit better for myself, but it's very difficult, you know, because again, I just don't ever really feel like I truly have the time or the energy. And even if I technically can have the time here and there, or maybe try to make the time, if I really tried to like force it so, then it's like the energy, like not sleeping at night. Being a stripper and making my own hours at the club that I've been working at for a while now, I've been very torn between doing night shifts or doing day shifts. Like I don't want to get into the stripping for this video because that's one of the videos I've been trying to like put off for a while. I just know that one's going to be particularly difficult and long, particularly long and difficult to do. So yeah, I don't want to get too much into the specifics of why the stripping has been so difficult for me. I mean, it's notoriously known to be a difficult profession and thing to do anyways. So I guess use your imaginations for now, like if you even have to do that much. I mean, yeah, it's just already such an accepted thing in society that being a stripper is like not necessarily, it doesn't tend to be the greatest thing to do. But there's things about it that I love, but there's just, oh my gosh, it's me not sleeping during the day and being up pretty much all night long. It's like, well, obviously in that case, I should just try to do night shifts. But, you know, the later we go in, the more we have to pay because we're contractors, we pay to work there. So if you get there during the day, it's less money, it costs you less. And then if you get there right at opening time, if you get there before they open, they waive the fee. You still have to pay a promotional fee nowadays, regardless of what time you get there. Even if you get there before open, they'll waive the main fee that you use to rent out the space to work in at the club, but you still have to, no matter what, these days you still have to pay a promotional fee. And it wasn't always like that. I mean, I'm definitely not a fan of that somewhat recent implementation of that rule, but it, you know, what can I do? Pick your battles, I guess, and I have too many other battles to be, you know, focusing on and trying to deal with as best I can. So yeah, it's like I'm always really torn. And also, like, there's lots of other things about night shift that I struggle with. You know, I really feed off the crowd a lot, and I feel like when there's people at the stage and people, especially people I've never seen before that I want to like engage with and impress, and that I don't have to worry about having some kind of like emotional like weirdness from the past. It's just easier for me with strangers typically, you know, because I feel like that way they wouldn't have as much of a preconceived notion of me in their minds. So it feels a little bit safer that way for me. It's the same with eating in front of people. I rarely feel able to do that if it's somebody that I know at all or have seen before or interacted with before. But if it's a stranger just like out and about, it's like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm still not totally comfortable with it, but it typically feels better for me than if I am more familiar with somebody. I've always just really struggled with interpersonal relationships, and I really don't even have that many of those these days, and for a while I haven't really had much of anything like that in my life, my existence. And yeah, part of that is the stripping and just always being so tired, not sleeping at night, but still trying to work during the day, still trying to squeeze everything that I can manage to squeeze in during the day, you know, like having to go to my errands and get groceries. I never get food delivered. I don't trust other people to do anything. So, you know, like I wouldn't, nothing is reliable at all to me these days at all. Like just, I don't trust anyone to do anything ever. I just can't. I just don't trust people at all. So even if I didn't pretty much have to anyways, like even with stuff like that, like where maybe I could get groceries delivered or, you know, I still just, I feel like they would just mess it up and then I would be stuck. I'd probably lose money. I'd have to pay a delivery fee. It's just too much of a hassle, and I just don't trust people to not mess it up and cost me and screw me over one way or another. So it's just easier for me, not easier, but it's just, I'd rather just do it myself if and when I'm able to. I mean, there's some stuff I'd want to have help with if I really had a choice, but I really don't anyways for most things. I don't know, sorry. I'm rambling and it's just, even the weather reports, like when I was, a couple days ago when I was looking at the weather for today, at one point it said that we were supposed to get some rain, but then when I checked it last night it no longer said that. And sure enough, today we did get rain. When the power went out earlier, it was kind of like a thunderstorm. Everything just feels all over the place. Like it just all feels like it's trying to mess with me. Like I did 4 videos last night, and the third one cut off on its own before, like I didn't do it manually. It just cut off. And it wasn't that long of a video. It wasn't that short of a video, but it wasn't that long either. I've definitely done much longer ones, and I had done a much longer one earlier that day, or that evening. And that's not the first time that's happened, you know. Just weird stuff. I was actually gonna try to do this video while driving to the gym, and as I was about to pull out, there was like an old guy walking his dog, and I just got like the heebie-jeebie feeling of like, oh, I don't want him to see me leaving, because then what if he lives around here and he'll know that I'm not at my place. So I mean, like, my neighbors appear to be here, their cars are parked next to me, so I just never know anything anymore. If I ever did to begin with, probably not, but especially so these days. It's just so I just like reparked. I don't know, I feel like this video is pretty much going nowhere, but it's only 15 minutes. So I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna stop this video now and start another one as I start to drive. And one of the topics that I think I might want to try to do for the drive over to the gym in a minute would be maybe like my exes. I've never really been much of a dater, but I have had, you know, boyfriends in the past. And at one point I was like kind of engaged a long time ago, way before I started stripping. Well, I started stripping shortly after we broke up. I either want to do that or a video on like mental health, because there's been a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'm just gonna start driving in a minute and see where it goes, I guess. I guess we'll find out. Or I'll find out. But I'm pretty sure this would be video number 16 so far. So yeah, yesterday I was at 11 and then I did 4, so I ended the night at 15 last night. So this will be 16. Maybe I should do mental health, because that means the next one would be 17. And 17 was the age where a friend of mine and I tried to unalive ourselves. Is that what you're supposed to say now? I don't know. I looked up, I wasn't sure if you're allowed to use the S word on YouTube or not, and I looked it up, and like of course I got different answers from like different sources, but then I looked it up on YouTube and I did find a couple videos, not a whole lot, but I found a couple where some people had talked about that sort of thing, and they actually did use the word, the S word. So I don't know, and those videos were from some years ago, I think. And they appeared to have views and, you know, like comments and stuff. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm allowed to talk about on here. But also, like, I feel like the rules are always changing everywhere, and I don't know about on YouTube necessarily, but that's just what I'm used to with most things, and most places like tend to change things up a lot and not necessarily always be that consistent. So I feel like I just never really know what I'm allowed to do, what I'm supposed to do, etc. Versus what I'm not. Gosh, it's already getting dark out. It's not even 8 o'clock. Well, it's mid-August, so yeah, summer's almost over. I haven't gone to the beach. I live in a beachy area, pretty much. I haven't been to the beach at all this summer. All I've done is work. Same thing as last year and the year before. It's all I do. And I never really seem to get very far with that. It's just like barely getting by. But then I'm like so thankful to still be getting by for now. I just feel like I never know how much longer I can keep doing it, you know, like. And I'm not sure if a few of the videos that I did, at least 2 of the videos that I did last night were when it was dark out. So I'm not sure if people would mind that, if I ever am able to upload anything, or if people are ever able to watch anything, any of my videos that I've done so far. But for me personally, I actually really liked having the videos with the dark, like with the dark lighting. I thought it looked pretty cool, and especially when I was driving, the way that the lights changed and like made my face look different with different like street signs and colors and like traffic lights and stuff. I thought it looked kind of cool. And the way the lights change while I'm saying different things, I don't know, I personally liked it. I'm not sure if anyone else would, but I just really like driving videos. I haven't seen that many of them on YouTube, but like I definitely like watching mine so far. I've only done a few of them so far, and I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, I've seen a few of them from other people on YouTube before. Not a whole lot though. I'd like to see more. Like, it's very it's fun for me to watch that kind of thing. I really think it's like the stuff going by like in the background, and like just, yeah, like different, like obviously because you're moving, things in the scenery like around and that's surrounding you changes a lot, like the lights, the stuff in the windows and whatnot. But yeah, okay, so this is 21 minutes now. I'm gonna end this video for now and pull out of this driveway, get onto the road, head over to the gym, and I'm gonna try to do a driving video for that. It might just be random chatter, it might be about mental health, or it might be about my exes. So I'm gonna take a few minutes to try to think about that, or I'll just wing it, we'll find out. But yeah, that's it for this one, and hopefully there'll be another video to come in a few minutes. Bye for now, guys.